Okay, so question.
All right.
Let's hold on first. Before we do that, welcome back to the PM Podcast. I'm Aaron. This is Blake.
How you doing?
And today we're not really sure what we're talking about.
Nope.
We have a couple of different ideas. As
Whatever.
if Blake will show his left hand, it is official. This man right here is married.
I am taken.
Yes, he is.
Officially.
So when we last left off, we were going to talk to you about how to build a business.
Yep.
Because we got on a tangent and kind of went all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
And so now we were going to point by point on how to build a business. But you just got back from your honeymoon.
Yep.
And your wedding and everything like that. So I will leave it up to you. If you would like to talk about your wedding and the whole ceremony thing, let's go ahead and get that out the way. And then we can retouch on the business aspect and come up with some better points and stuff like that next week if that's what you want to do.
Sounds good to me.
Cool. So we can talk about your wedding?
Sure.
All right, let's do it. So today we're going to talk about Blake's wedding, his honeymoon, and all that because honestly, I've asked him a few questions beforehand, but I didn't really talk about it a whole lot because I wanted to talk about it on here. Not to be selfish or anything, it's good content. So, let me fix your microphone real quick. Give that a shot.
Is that better?
Way better.
Oh, yeah. I can actually hear myself.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about your wedding.
Let's
there.
talk about wedding.
Well, I wasn't at the ceremony. I was at the reception.
Yeah.
So
We could only have... We needed less than 100 people over at the ceremony.
Right.
So it ended up being just immediate family.
And your bridal party, obviously.
Well, yeah, there was 20 of us in all.
God, he has a huge freaking bridal party, dude. Okay, so walk me through the day. Or should we go all the way back to the bachelor party?
Oh, jeez. Let's do the bachelor party.
Let's talk about the bachelor party.
That was funny. Some of it. Let's keep it PG, though.
No, why not?
Huh?
There's nothing dirty about it.
No. But I want to keep some things PG. There are some things that were said that I'm like, we'll ixnay on that.
What? Slick your hair back?
Yeah, we are not talking about that. We will not talk about that.
Oh my god.
The only ones that are going to know that is the ones that heard it.
The bachelor party.
Yep.
Yeah.
There are certain things that...
Did that catch you off guard?
A part of me says yes, because another part of me is like...
Because it's him.
Yeah, it's like, really? Again?
Right. Oh, he said it more than once?
He says that random stuff all the time.
Okay. See, now we're talking about it too much, and people are going to be like, oh, what are they talking about? Tell us.
Well, too bad, because I'm not talking about that. That's just, no.
Okay, the PG version of that. Let's keep, let's
How do you get that PG?
Right.
There is no way to get that PG.
So how do we talk about the PG version of what was said? It involved, okay, I might be able to do it. It involved wetting down hair, bull riding, and forceful penetration.
Penetration is not PG.
With a stick. in the back door. Hey, I did it. I did it. That's fine.
He did it.
Hey, didn't I? Penetration's PG. You can penetrate anything. I can take a knife and stab it into a sack of flour. That's penetrating.
You can say stab, too.
Yeah, but what actually happened, if you're talking about what happened, was penetrated. The flour was penetrated by the knife.
Fine.
Right. I kept it PG.
Fine.
So, wet, bull riding, penetration, forceful penetration with a stick.
Yep.
In the back door. Okay. I said it. I'm not going to talk about it anymore.
Nope. We're going to move on.
We answered your question because I knew I was going to see it in the comments. Drop it. All right.
So,
bachelor party. We need to go back to this sketchy ass cabin in the middle of nowhere.
Well, and what's funny is the road to get there was
sketchy.
Awesome.
Okay.
So
Yeah, go
the
ahead.
reason for it is because you got to keep your mindset in the sense of, all right, I mean, this is around the Halloween time.
Mm-hmm.
This is perfect for it.
This is like September 16th, something like that.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
we got the like third week in September.
Well, right now is Halloween time. Right?
When this releases, it'll be the second week in November.
Okay. Well, that's not too bad then.
No,
Not too far off.
maybe first week. I can't remember.
Okay. But no. So picture yourself watching a horror movie.
Yep, that's pretty
Okay.
much what happened.
Because literally, step by step by step, it was a horror movie.
You want me to paint a picture?
Go for it.
Okay, so I'm gonna paint the picture. Okay, so
I'm just going to chime in along the way. 'cause
absolutely
some of
go
this
for
is-
it. So we're driving down there, and it's like a 3-hour drive from where I live. And I had you, Matt, Nick, and myself. So 4 guys.
Yep.
And we were gonna meet everybody else down there. And so now, mind you, this cabin that Jacob, he's been on the show, on the live shows before, and probably will be on the actual show at some point. But he had rented this cabin for us in the backwoods of Kentucky. Now, he didn't know it was in the backwoods of Kentucky. He just thought it was a really nice cabin at a really great price. We find out later why it was a really great price. So we're driving down there, and we go around this heading, and we see this road. And when I mean road, I mean path to heaven covered by gravel. Like, it is at least 45 degrees and sometimes worse. Like, you're literally almost at a 90-degree angle. I would say at least 75 degrees at times, going straight up this mountain.
Let's just say I'm glad Aaron had a truck.
Yeah, I had a
that he was
4-wheel truck,
driving.
and my 4-wheel truck was struggling to get up some of those little bumps. So we get up to the top, and then it's a roadblock. It just stops. The road just ends, and we're on top of a mountain, and there's no cabins, and we're like, where do we go?
Do you remember what the road was called?
Yeah, so the road that we were on was called Not a Lot of Road. It was called Not a Lotta. That was the actual. I'm not even bullshitting you. You can find it in Kentucky. It's called Not a Lotta, and then it's road. So Not a Lot of Road.
And it lived up to its name.
And I think it was like NADA LA or LOTTA.
Something like that.
Yeah, so it's like Not a Lotta.
Well, and it's funny because on the GPS, like you're the one that said it, right?
Yeah, because I was driving and I was like, oh, we're supposed to be on Not a Lot of, oh, we're supposed to be here, but we're on Not a Lot of Road. And then Blake just cracks up, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh.
Oh, wait. I was like, wait, what?
Anyway, so horror movie. So we're already lost, which is like the first part in any horror movie. And we're like, okay, this isn't great. We need to figure out where we are. So then we're going back down the mountain, and we see Jacob and the rest of the guys. Jacob, Steven. I think it was just Jacob and Steven.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jacob and Steven.
Which is where the comment was made, all that.
Yeah.
We're not going to say anything else about that, but
No.
we're going to move on.
That comment, the whole penetration thing, that was made then. Anyway, so we get down the base of the mountain. I know you don't like that comment. I know it makes you crawl. I mean, here's the deal. It's not that bad that we talk about it. It's just we're not going to talk about it because of what was said, and you might be able to find that person, and we don't want to really deal with that. So, plus it's a bachelor party. Some things need to be staying at the bachelor party.
That's right.
So, we get down, and there's a guy selling wood at the base of the mountain. Not even joking. Like, he's just selling wood. And so I get out the truck, and I'm like, hey, we're looking for this place. Can you tell us, like, where that's at? And he goes, oh, yeah, you're 12 miles off. We're like, are you kidding me?
We went 12 miles past it.
Yeah, we drove straight past it. And it's crazy how people from Kentucky or the South just really know, like, every single road. He's like, well, you need to go back down here to 257, and then you need to take that down to 3. Once you get on the 3, then you take that down to Willow Creek Road, then take Willow Creek Road and take a right on Eagle Eagle Creek, and then you'll be there. And it's like, and you'll see this church where it splits. And I'm like, bro, you're 12 miles off. How do you know where that's at? Anyway, so we go all the way back 12 miles to where we first turned off, and we start going back towards the cabin. Well, then we see the church, and we drive past it, and I say church very generously. It was more like a trailer park with a church or a cross on it. So it was a trailer with a cross. Let's just be real.
Well, when we got up to it, I was like, I think that's a
Yeah,
church.
we were all like, oh, is that a church? And then we saw the cross and the sign. We're like, oh, yep, that's church. And then we kept going. So we were driving, and then we were like, we were on the GPS, and our signal started to go out. And we're like, I don't know where this freaking road is. And so we pull in this lady's driveway and start talking to her. She's sitting outside drinking sweet tea probably. And it's very
Probably moonshine. of
very
some sort.
stereotypical. Anyway, so she tells us that it's back down the way we just came. We're like, there's no way. We just passed it. It's like, no. Go back down. You'll see a little sign that says cabin rentals. That's where you turn in. We're like, okay. So we go back down. We get to this. We're driving super slow, and we see this tiny sign, no bigger than like a foot by a foot. Like, I would say like 6 by 12 inches. Very small.
It was not big at all.
Yeah, and it said cabin rentals, and it was like all white lettering that was kind of faded. So it already looked jank as hell. And then you look at the road, and it's even sketchier because there's like a cow pasture, trees kind of hanging over it, and there's like a picket fence, and then there's like woods. And you're like, oh, we're going to die here for sure.
Imagine going in this dark.
Yeah, which we didn't, thank God.
Derek did.
Derek did. We did not. We were able to.
And Kuzno did.
Yeah, Kuzno did as well.
Wow.
But so we're driving down this road, and I'm telling you, it's like hill after hill after hill after hill, and finally we get to the end of this road, and it says cabin rentals. We're like, okay, cool. At this point, we look at our phones and realize that we have absolutely no cell service. And when I mean no cell service, I mean it says no service. Like, we cannot get cell service. So we're like, okay, this is great. So we come down over this berm, and we jump right down. There's a little gate, and then it says speed limit 9.134357229 something. And
Pi.
So pi. It's basically pi for a speed limit. And so we were like, okay, this is weird, but it's fine. So then we start driving slowly. We're trying to be slow, trying to figure out where we're going. And then we get to this really tight road. There's like a little tiny bridge because it has to be a flood zone because they're surrounded by mountains on every single side. So there's a little bridge that you have to cross, and there's like trees on every side. Well, then there's this lady on a John Deere tractor that's just sitting there. And then she's letting us pass. So then we start to drive past her, and she locks eyes with everybody in the truck and then just follows us, just tracks us as we start to pass. And did not break eye contact.
She did not blink either.
No, just stared at us. And so we kept driving past her, and we look up, and we are surrounded by mountains on every side. And I mean literally every side. Did not see another human being. Every single light was off. Like, there was nobody besides that creepy lady on a tractor. And so we finally were like, okay, where is this little cabin? And so we see this road that points to like Eagle Cabin, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, it was like Eagle Nest or something
Eagle's Nest Cabin. And so we see it, and it's at the very top, and you need to climb this hill. Again, we're climbing another mountain. So we get to the top of this mountain, and then what else do we see is a black cat sitting in the middle of the parking lot.
Just sitting there.
Just sitting. Not doing anything other than just sitting and staring at us, and wouldn't move until I got within maybe like 2-3 feet.
Well, it literally watched us park.
Yep.
And then once we got out, it started running up the stairs in the cabin.
Yep.
And it just waited there at the top of the stairs.
Until we got to the top, and then it was like trying to take us somewhere.
Yeah.
And it was like creepy, and had that creepy vibe. And then we get inside the cabin, and then we start walking around like, oh, this is nice, this isn't bad. And then we realize there's no internet. There's no Wi-Fi. No nothing. No signal. So right now, here's what we've accomplished. We climbed a mountain, got lost. Then we were 12 miles off course and came back. Then we got to the place, And all we saw was pie for a speed limit, a creepy lady in a John Deere tractor, no people around everywhere, surrounded by mountains, a black cat in a cabin with no internet, and absolutely no cell service. I'm just waiting for Jason to come out and like kill us all.
Right?
Or what's that movie? The Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was
exactly
thinking.
what it's like Cabin in the Woods and The Hills Have Eyes combined. Like that's what it was.
Yeah, well, so there was one spot that I could get.
The very end of the balcony, and you
Yeah.
had to like reach.
It was one spot because I literally had to stand there for about 2 hours directing people, hey, this is where to go. And it was at nighttime.
Yeah.
It was like, hey,
insane.
it's like, you need to go really slow, look to your right to find this little janky sign.
Yeah. Sketchy as hell.
It's like, and then you just follow all the way back, and you'll see, luckily, my dad's car was at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, true. So they could just find your dad's car and then.
Yeah, that was the only, my dad goes, yeah, I'm not climbing up this again. It's like, okay.
I don't blame you. And then so that night we got wasted.
Yep.
And by wasted, I mean I've probably drank more than I ever have. No, that's not true. I can't say that because I didn't get Matt drunk.
Yeah, you did.
No,
You got sick.
I wasn't. No, I'm talking about our Matt, the guy that we did the podcast with, and he blacked us out.
Yeah.
I wasn't that drunk.
I was not that drunk
Yeah,
either.
I was bad. Like I was worse than I ever get on the show. But
I think the second night I blacked out.
yeah, you definitely did. Yeah,
I think it was
you
second night.
100% did. Matt threw up the first night.
Yep.
So anyway, to give you an idea, we had like 3 12-packs of beer, 4 handles of alcohol, vodka, rum, whiskey, bourbon. Didn't really matter. We had everything. Literally everything you could imagine. And so we went through all the beer besides like maybe 12 cans of Miller Lite.
Yep.
We went through all the Corona.
Oh, the Corona was the first thing to go.
Yeah, well, it was my fault. I was making the Corona chaoses.
Oh, shoot, that's right.
That's what Matt threw up on.
Yeah, well, those were way too sweet for me. I
Yeah.
had 2 of them, and I was like, yeah, I'm done with those.
Yeah, I had 8, he had 6.
And you guys were in the hot tub.
Yeah.
By the way-
Smoking cigars.
Yeah. By the way, this cabin was extremely nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
But the reason nobody rents it is because it has it's like no connection to any, like you are off the grid.
Well, what's funny is that I was able to connect with the owner of the place while you guys were out getting food. Nicholas and I got in contact with the owner, and she goes, oh, yeah, so we've had complaints about that before.
You don't want to fix it?
She goes, but the TV she's like, the satellite should be working.
Nope.
I was like, well, it's not. She goes, oh, okay, well, I'll get a guy to go out there. I was like, I don't think I want a guy to come out here.
I don't either. I just like, no, we're good. Don't worry about it. So then the next day we go into Lexington, right? And we walk everywhere. We walked everywhere we went.
Pretty much my idea.
Oh God, here was the funny thing though. I have to say this first.
Okay.
Because the only reason we walked so much is because we were looking for a place to eat. And Lexington was freaking empty on a Saturday. Nobody was there. And so we're like, this is really freaking weird. And so, so it's like, this is really freaking weird. And we were walking, we finally see these 2 girls. And we're like, hey, we're looking for some place to eat. Like, we cannot find anything. Like, oh yeah, there's this great pizza place just around the corner. And we're like, oh, okay, cool. Like, what's it called? And she gave us the name. And then just around the corner to her meant 5 miles in the wrong direction.
Well, and here's the thing, too, is our idea was, now, besides the people that drove,
Yeah.
our idea was to start feeling it a little bit with, it was like drinking over at the cabin.
Yeah.
That way we're not having to spend a crap ton of money, right? Because we already got stuff at the place.
Right.
Right? We just go eat, enjoy ourselves. And so I think I did like 2 or 3 shots before I went.
Yeah.
And I had 2 or 3 shots and at least 2 beers
Yeah.
before we left. And these weren't some small beers.
No,
Like, they were
they were the big boys.
big
Yeah.
boys for sure. And we get there, and I'm still feeling it a little bit. And we start walking. My buzz instantly just went away.
Gone.
All of it gone.
Yep.
And I'm talking to my brother and my dad and all of them. They go, yeah, our buzz is gone. Like, there is no getting it back.
We would have stopped if there was somewhere open.
There was nothing
was open.
Like, I'm surprised we didn't see, like, tumbleweeds going through.
Right.
It
so
was bad.
It was a ghost city. Like, it was really weird. Like, we had this creepy cabin in the middle of the woods with no cell service, a black cat, and then we go to Lexington, one of the biggest cities in Kentucky, and it's dead.
Not only that, but the people that were actually in town, they were all huddled up in groups.
Yeah, they wouldn't
something.
wouldn't spread out for anything. It was like, oh my God, this is creepy.
But it was in the very downtown. Where the girls told us to go was away from downtown.
It was a few miles outside of downtown.
Yeah.
But there were people out there.
Yeah.
Like, and then when we started coming back, it got a little bit busier.
Yeah.
But like, we were just like, let's just go back to the cabin. Like,
there was no point.
There's no point in being there. Like, it's like we could either sit here and walk around for hours, or we can just go back to the cabin and get shit faced. So let's just do that.
Right.
So we went back to the cabin.
Well, we finally found the place. It was a pizza joint, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had pizza there, but it wasn't bad.
Which they had some pretty good beers there.
They did. Their beers were actually very good.
Man, were you a part of my group or my group that walked to try to get the scooters?
Yeah, I was with you.
Okay, I couldn't remember because I had 2 or 3 beers at that place. Whoop.
Yeah, I was with you.
So I had 2 or 3 beers at that place. So I was feeling a little bit at that point.
Yeah, because remember everybody else had taken pictures with the other bachelorette party.
Yeah, and they were asking where I was at.
Right. It was like, we're walking to get scooters, and then we never got scooters.
Yeah, we ended up walking all the way back to a bourbon joint.
Which was fine.
No, it was fine by me. I didn't care.
Yeah.
Ended up like taking 2 flights.
Yeah. And then, you did do that. And then we went back to we went to that one whiskey place, which I wasn't really a fan of that.
No, I was just like, wow, this is just overpriced.
Yeah, I was like,
bourbon.
let's just go. Like, I was kind of ready to go. Like, it was cool, but I was like, oh, let's just go. Like, I want to drink and have fun. Like, I'm driving. Like, let's go have fun. Like, let's do it. And so we got back to the cabin, played cornhole, got drunk. I think that's when I cooked burgers, right?
Yeah, that was the night you cooked the burgers.
Yeah, so I cooked burgers for everybody.
Excellent. Excellent burgers.
Everybody lost their mind.
It was great. It was great.
And they're like, oh my God. And then, like, I think some guys even took the other ones that were sitting on the. I know one guy I don't remember who it was, took 2 pieces of bread and just took the bun or the burger and the cheese and did it that way because he wanted a burger.
Sounds like Steven.
Yeah, probably. But I mean, it was great. Great burgers, and everybody's playing cornhole, and then we played some poker. We played poker the first night too.
Yeah.
But
we played poker both nights.
And I got a little upset the second night. But that's partially cuz everybody had it out for me. Every single person wanted me out of that game.
Really?
Everybody, cuz I couldn't play. Every time I bet, someone would just raise me or put me all in. And
really?
Yeah, and then everybody like, are you playing? You doing this? Play. Come on, throw some. I'm like, man, fuck off. Like, let me play my game. Like, this could be my strategy. Don't rush me. And I was like, fuck it. Keep my money. I'm fine. I'm good. That's why I walked upstairs. I was like, I'm out. I'm done.
My bad, man.
No, it wasn't your fault. You were just drinking, having a good time. It was everybody else. Like, I had beat everybody else the night before. And it was bad. And I just had crazy hands that I shouldn't have won. And so, but I did. And so the next night, everybody was like, I'm just going to put them all in. I don't care. Like, and it was just rough. But yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's how the game works.
You put a target on your back,
I
man.
I did, unfortunately. So,
Baby about playing poker.
I'm not a baby about playing poker.
Every time you play poker with someone, you get upset at someone for how they're playing.
No, I don't get upset about playing how they play. It's if you start telling me how to play, that's when I get upset.
Bro, let's just have another poker night.
We need to. That'd be fun.
Yes.
Yeah. We need to have poker night. We can have it right here at this table because we have like the light on top and everything.
Yeah.
That looks badass. We can do that.
I'm down for it.
I've got 2, 4, I got 6 chairs. We'll just do it in the studio. Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
So I'm down. But yeah, so we had burgers, played cornhole, played poker. You got blackout and started giving everybody your sales pitch. And
I did? No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Everybody sitting at the poker table, you went through your entire Primerica sales pitch.
No, I didn't.
You did. Swear to God. And everybody was like, oh, yeah. And you were like, listen. You don't need to have a lot to start small. You just need a couple hours at a time. Like, that's all it takes. Just one conversation, one phone call. Like, everybody, your sales pitch. And they're like, all right, Blake, play some poker. Come on, throw some chips in, buddy. Like,
I didn't do too bad for being drunk.
no, you were out early, weren't you? And just kept talking.
No, that was the first night.
Oh, okay. But yeah,
Second night I lasted, I think there was 3 of us left.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, I think I pretty much got 3rd place, if you will.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, so yeah, you did give everybody your sales pitch. Every single person. Because everybody was talking about it the next morning.
Whoops.
So
Why didn't anyone else tell me that? I would have apologized.
because you don't need to. You're blackout drunk. No one cares. Like, it's fine. So that's why I'm just telling you now because it's funny.
Dang.
But anyway, so then we start heading home. We get home, and we didn't really have a whole lot left as far as alcohol. We went through so much alcohol.
We still had...
We went through 3 handles, 4 cases of beer, and we only had 2 things of bourbon and one thing of vodka left. That was it.
Okay, it just looks a lot because it's in my apartment right now.
Yeah, but we had 5 handles, 6 handles. We had 6 handles of alcohol
True.
and like 6 cases of beer, and we only came home with half a case of beer and 3 handles.
Yeah.
Between 11 guys, mind you, in 2 days.
But
so
there's a couple of big guys
true
that
drink
could
a lot.
really hold themselves.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, so let's get into the
And
ceremony.
as she's holding up the brew shirt.
Hey! Yeah, oh. Yeah, this is the brew crew.
So I made these shirts
There you go.
for the guys. If you can actually see them.
For those of you watching.
Has the last name on the back.
Yes, sir. There you go.
It says the brew crew. Is that right?
Yes, the brew crew. Okay, so we've been talking about the bachelor party forever. We might have to do like a 3-part episode. Let's see where we're at on time. Oh, we're not too bad. We might have to do a 3-parter. Talk about the bachelor party, the ceremony, and the reception,
Oh, yeah.
and then your honeymoon. It might have to be a 4-parter.
That's fine.
Nah, we can. Nah, okay. We'll go through the ceremony real quick.
Okay.
Okay, so ceremony. I wasn't there, so you're gonna have to walk me through it.
So the ceremony. Now, notice how, like, when you go to a ceremony,
Mhm.
everything works out perfectly.
No, nothing ever works out perfectly.
From the people that are not a part of the wedding.
Right. True. For you, it's fine. Yeah. For me, for our wedding, I almost yelled at my dad. Ellen almost shit herself. So.
What I mean by everything works out perfectly
Yeah.
is the people that are not running the wedding, the ones that are just attending, they
Yeah.
walk in, ooh, this is nice. Sit down. Though from the unseen eye.
Yeah. From the outside perspective, everything's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Behind the scenes, everything's like, oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Everything on the groom side,
Yeah.
everything was chaos the entire time.
Especially
From the time I walked in the church.
especially when you're doing pictures and forgot something. Have you told her yet?
Yeah, I told her.
Okay.
I told her on the honeymoon.
So why don't you tell everybody what you did on your wedding day while you were taking pictures?
No, it wasn't while I was taking pictures.
You were doing pictures and forgot.
Nope.
You were before pictures or after?
It was literally right when I got there.
Okay. So you were about to take pictures, and then the photographer goes, "Hey,
So, So a bunch of the groomsmen meet up over at the reception hall, and we start heading over. We get there, we park at the church, and I'm the first one to walk in. And the photographer and a couple other of the women that are helping the bridesmaids do the hair, all that kind of stuff, run over to me and say, "Hey, we need the rings for pictures. We want to take some pictures of the rings." And my immediate reaction to this, I was calm. My face.
Yeah, you did. Everyone said you didn't even react. You're like, oh, I don't have them.
Straight faced. And I said, "Oh, I don't have them." She was like, "Oh, that's funny. Now give me the rings." I said, "No, I really don't have them. Guys, can you go get the ring?" And to the groomsmen that went to go get the ring, they were confused. They looked at me and they go, "Wait, are you serious?"
Yeah, they're like, make it like, dude, this isn't funny. Like, haha, give me the ring. Bro, I don't have it.
And I literally threw my keys. I said, "No, go get the flipping rings." And I was like, and
her ring or your ring or both?
Her.
So you didn't forget yours?
She had.
Oh, she had yours.
Yeah, like one of her, I think her mom or something like that had the other ring.
Okay, so you just forgot hers.
I forgot hers. And
the most important ring.
Right? The most important part of the wedding.
Like screw your ring. The most important part is her ring, and you forgot it.
Yeah, they could put like someone else's ring on my finger, and that'd be fine.
They would have to put a ring on your hand. Like, as long as you're like, I do and do that, you put the ring on later. No big deal. Her ring is a big freaking deal.
Yes. So we get there, and I'm like, "Yeah, guys, seriously, go get it. I don't care what you gotta do. If you get a ticket, I'm paying for it. But
go.
Get there." And mind you, from my place to the church is easily 45 minutes away.
Was it in Anderson?
Anderson, yeah.
Easily
45 minutes one way.
Yeah, you're looking at 2 hours.
One way.
You're looking at 2 hours of traffic.
And by the way, they made it there and back in about an hour 15.
Holy shit.
Because we had Matt driving.
Oh, of course. And then, never mind, you're fine.
Matt goes, "Dude, I literally was going about 105.
I'm about to say, like, he's got this.
The whole way." And Dan Rumke, he's like, "Wait, cut that part out."
Rumke?
Dan. I'll just say Rumke.
Why can't you say Dan?
I didn't want to say the full name.
Oh.
But I wanted, because I got 2 Dans in the wedding.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So I was going to say the last name.
I will do my best to remember that. If not, we're not talking bad about him.
I just didn't want to.
You're good. Yeah.
But,
you don't want to put him on blast.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's normally I cut names out if something is bad. Like, they say something bad about him.
Oh, okay. So
normally I will, but with this one, because Dan's already been on the show, technically. He's been on the live show. People know who he is.
Okay.
So, anyway, go ahead.
So Rumke makes the comment, he goes, "Yeah," he goes, "even I was grabbing the oh shit handle." And that takes a lot for him. I mean, like, squealing the wheels, everything, but they got back just in time. And it was so funny because the photographers, the videographer, and the women that were helping do their hair all knew that I forgot the ring. I had to take them aside and say, "Hey, look, just tell them that, or tell her that you guys decided that's going to be better to do the rings, take the pictures of the rings a little bit later. And you guys are just going to focus on her day and her getting ready." And he's like, you guys can figure it out."
And then meanwhile, you're just like, I don't want to tell her right now.
Yeah, I
don't want to make her stressed because I fucked up.
Yeah. I was like, "Hey, I promise you I'm going to tell her, but I'm going to tell her once everything is done with."
Right.
It's like, whether it's the day after or on the honeymoon, I'm going to tell her.
You're going to tell her. It's
Yeah.
just not right now.
Yeah. I was like, she'll think it's funny later.
Okay. So everything else went well, though, right?
No.
Oh, God. What else happened?
So we got the ring.
Okay.
And in the pit of my stomach, like the whole time I'm feeling sick to my stomach. I can't get ready. I can't even get dressed because until that ring is here, I couldn't get ready. And so finally the ring comes in and I said, all right, give it to him. Now it's time to go take the pictures for it. It's like, go ahead and give it to him and just let him know that I forgot my bow tie and pocket square. Because they were questioning why Matt and Dan left.
Right.
So I was like, just tell him I left my pocket square and bow tie. Because that's something that, hey, when you get back, great. Put it on, go.
Right.
So, and it worked. It worked. Everyone believed it. It was good. It was so believable that the photographers and videographer believed it. And I've already told them that I forgot the ring. Like, it was funny. So I'm getting ready, and the place that I got, so I rented a vest with a undershirt and shoes.
Yes.
So my mom and my brother picked it up that day, said, hey, we already got it. Don't worry about it. Just make sure you're at the church. I said, okay. So they confirmed. They got it all and said, hey, we're heading over. I said, all right, awesome. So they get there. My brother walks in, all smiles, gives me my shoes, gives me my vest.
No shirt.
No white shirt under it. And I said, hey, where's my shirt? He goes, what are you talking about? I was like, I have the vest, but it's supposed to come with a white shirt. Where's my white shirt? I need a white button up. He goes, and literally calls my mom in the men's dressing room, calls her in. She goes, oh my gosh, they never gave us one. So, with that being said, my dad to the rescue. He says, hey, he starts unbuttoning his right away and he goes, you're taking mine. So I put on and it fits.
Okay.
I don't know how it fits, but it did perfectly.
What'd your dad wear?
So that's what I'm getting to.
Okay.
So we're trying to scramble around, trying to figure out, okay, how are we going to get another white shirt? Like, okay, hey, is there anybody in the stands that, is like anybody in the pews right now? Nobody. Nobody's there. So now, Betsy's side of the family, like this is her home church. So her side of the family lives around that area,
right.
Very close. So one of my groomsmen, Eric, is her brother. And I said, hey, he's like, do you and your dad have any extra white shirts? You can run home real quick and grab them. He said, well, I don't know if they'd fit him. I said, worst case scenario, he puts it on and buttons up his vest. But he needs something white. And so he's like, all right, I'll go check. He literally goes about 80, 85 mile an hour on country roads, trying to get to his place and back. Finds one white shirt. Kid you not. Okay. Do you remember Eric?
Mm-hmm.
Had the beard and all that.
I remember Eric. Yeah.
So imagine a guy who's already dressed up, running in with a all to hell wrinkled white shirt. By the way, it's a short sleeve. Okay.
That's why your dad wasn't wearing the thing when he came to the reception. That makes so much sense.
So he brought in a short sleeve. It was the only one he could find.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I don't know if this will fit him, but here we go. He's running in. He has the white shirt on one side. Gotta love him. He has an iron on the other, running in and going, I got it, guys. I got it. Comes in. And, I mean, he saved the day, though. Like, and my dad goes, shh, don't even iron it. Just give it to me.
Throw it on.
It's like, just give it to me.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll take care of it later. It's like, I'll even take it to the cleaners afterwards. It's like, but we need to get this done.
Okay.
So he puts it on.
And it worked out.
It worked out. It worked out. Everything started to work out. And as we're going, I get a text.
Oh, no.
From, no, I didn't get a text yet. My brother comes over and says, hey, there's a problem with the DJ. So, what?
Hold on. If you guys want to find out what happens to the DJ, and and the rest of this wedding story, because now we're about to get into the reception and what's going down. If you want to hear about all of that, tune in next week for part 2 of this whole Blake's wedding debacle. It's going to be really interesting. We're going to talk about the reception. There's a lot of shit that went wrong there, and people trying to go home with people they shouldn't. So we're going to get into that a little bit. So if you got and about his honeymoon, because I haven't really heard a whole lot about that yet. So we're going to get into that next week. Tune in for that. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. If you guys like this episode of the PM Podcast, make sure to like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, or watch it here on YouTube. If you're watching it here on YouTube, make sure you like this video so we can keep bringing you fun, silly, goofy content like this. With that being said, that's all for this episode of the PM Podcast, and we will see you next time.